Hello, Steve White, Trickboy89 for Steve Watts89. I have some bad news. Geordie LaForge will not be returning to Season 2 of Picard, apparently. LeVar Burton was on The View, if you've been paying attention to his life at the moment, way back when, in 2013, he started a modest campaign wanting to host Jeopardy after Alec Trebek retired. And after Alec Trebek died, a campaign started, and there's 250,000 signatures on a thing trying to get him a role, and he's going to be on as a guest host, and that will be, I guess, his audition to see he wants to be a permanent host. So they were talking about that, and of course she just happened to ask him about, talk about their time on the Enterprise and what that meant to them, and he talked about seeing Uhura and that representation and what that meant to him and why he loved Star Trek so much in the Star Trek universe. And then she said, "Are you going to be popping up on Picard?" And he said, "No, I can say I am not in Season 2 of Picard," which is disappointing. But then again, they haven't finished filming it yet, so I'm sure if they approached him and said, "Oh, little cameo, do you want to jump in?" I doubt he'd say no. I mean, apparently Frakes and Sietis were not supposed to be in Season 1. They were added on last minute in reshoots, and that episode was pretty much pieced together. And then Riker came in to save the day. Originally it was supposed to be Admiral Hubris, is what I'm hearing from the gossip, but of course, grain of salt and all that. But so he said he's not going to be in it, which is disappointing because Geordie did have a role in the comics, which was supposed to be canon, the ones that they didn't finish and get released in time to screen before the actual short trek, which was supposed to screen before the start of Picard and lead people into Picard. He was part of that, just like he was also part of the Prime Universe, the whole Vulcan Romulus, all that. He was part of that whole storyline in the first version of that story, because there's two versions of that story. There's the one in Picard, and then there was the original canon one, which was part of the comics, which was supposed to be canon for the JJ films, but then they rewrote that. I still can't quite work out exactly what universe that is supposed to fit into now, because it doesn't fit into the original canon universe. It never was. It was always Prime, but it doesn't fit into the Prime universe in the Next Gen. The Next Gen, Prime Universe Next Gen. So how many universes are there? Because it was supposed to be canon, but it was canon by the people who wrote the films, not the people who wrote the series. So the series rewrote the movies, and it's just a big, huge mess. But the point is, he's been in a couple of iterations of the new Trek, so it would be nice if he was there. He was still friends with Geordie in the original canon universe. Geordie was fairly close to him when he was sick with his Irumodic syndrome and everything at the end in All Good Things. So as LeVar said, I'm sure they still know each other, so I'm sure it'll happen, but I'm not in Season 2. Well, that just means he hasn't been hired to appear in Season 2 yet, and nothing's written for him yet, but that could change at any time. So I wouldn't count him out altogether. It's not like Worf, where there's the issues with the makeup and the licensing and all that, where he could just appear because he doesn't wear the visor anymore. So there's no issues copyright-wise or licensing-wise. So he could do it. I hope he will. I like him. I met him. He's nice. Yeah. But yeah, I had no real awareness of his want to be on Jeopardy. I really only know him as Geordie. I didn't grow up with reading Rainbow, and I saw my first full episode of Jeopardy a week ago, because they've been showing it on Australian TV now that Trebek is dead. They're showing the show here, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen Jeopardy on TV in Australia before. But I hope he gets the job. He's looking forward to it. I hope if he does, that doesn't stop him from being in Next Generation, Picard Season 3. That at least would, because the more original series characters, it's just nice to see the actors, because God knows what they're playing, but it's just nice to see them. It was nice to see Frakes and Marina, Riker, Frakes, I don't know how I got Rakes, It was nice to see Marina Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes in that one episode. It's the only, I mean, I might buy that season eventually on sale just for that one episode and the dream sequence at the start with the Enterprise and Data, but that's the only episode I'd watch of Picard. And if they had a few more episodes like that with other characters from the original series, from the Next Gen universe, the Prime universe and all that, like they should have had, you know, Gates being his doctor in that episode. They missed a few opportunities there, and if they get their act together, they can harness a few of those opportunities in the second season. But we'll see. So I just wanted to make a video about that because, you know, he said it, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I'm not counting him out yet, but so far it's not on the cards. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe.